Hey guys, welcome to my channel Elite Wrestling World. My name is GhostSaad. Thank you guys for joining me right here on AEW Dynamite post-show review. Dynamite was a very good show tonight. We are starting the build towards All In pay-per-view, which is going to be a fantastic event. The show opens with Tony is in the ring and he introduces your 2025 Own Cup winner and #1 contender to the AEW World Championship, Hangman Page. Tony congratulates him on his victory over Will Ospreay. So before he says anything else, he thanks Will for the fight of the life. This is what it's always been about, the AEW Men's World Championship. In 7 weeks, here in Texas, he will win the AEW World Championship, free it from that briefcase and defend it with every ounce of his being, and that is a promise that he will keep, and to Swerve Strickland. He gets face-to-face with Page. Swerve offers a video explanation as to why he's here, that they did it for Hangman. You want to promise the people in Texas? Let's talk about a promise he made to Swerve, that he would never let him be AEW World Champion again. So he's gonna ask, and Hanger better not lie. Did he do that? Page calls Swerve a dumbass before saying a dynasty. He locked eyes on Swerve and then on Jon. If he wanted to cost Shane the match, he would have done. They go face-to-face and tempers flare. Enter Will Ospreay. He gets in the ring and gets between them. On Sunday, Ospreay lost and felt more empty than ever, and Hangman had an important decision to make. They have one shot at this and they can make this easier on Page if they all work together. The three of them. Swerve swats the microphone out of his hand. Swerve gets up on Hangman and says he will never work with Page and storms out. Ospreay goes to Hangman and he says he won't do this. He won't take help from Strickland ever, and Will is frustrated that he couldn't make them see reason. First action of the night, Death Riders vs. Mark Briscoe, Speedball Mike Bailey and Willow Nightingale mixed match. Kid and Briscoe to start, wailing on each other with haymakers, shifting to big chops. Willow dives on Shafir and Bailey lands a triangle moonsault on Kid and Moxley. Mark up top, Marina holds him down but Nightingale neutralizes her. Froggy bow, Gabe Kid kicks out. Claudio runs interference and Commander makes the save. Moxley puts Briscoe in a sleeper hold. Paradigm shift connects into the Bulldog choke as Gabe and Marina choke his teammates out. Death Riders win by referee stoppage. Ricochet cuts a promo. He says he's starting to get the lay of the land and see the landscape for what it is. Death Riders, Don Callis family, the Ops, Hurt Syndicate. Ricochet needs a crew, baby. And once he finds them, he'll show why Ricochet is simply out of this world. Next is Anna and Holly versus Megan Bayne and Penelope, no disqualification match. Ford Lane chops in on Jay. Anna clocks Bayne with a 2x4 and then Holly nails her with a steel pipe. Holly Cameron powerbombs Bayne through a table. Fate's Descent puts Jay into a chair, but Holly breaks it up. Megan Bayne and Penelope win by pinfall with a doomsday device on Holly. Renee interviews Jamie Hayter in the ring. Hayter admits that what's next is the question for her, and the lights go out. They come back up. Thekla is here. She lays Jamie out, turns, spider walk for the camera. Next is Adam Cole versus Kyle Fletcher for TNT Championship. Collar and elbow, Kyle with a waist lock takedown. Cole fights him into the corner, front kicks. Apron powerbomb about to spikes Cole's neck into the corner. Fletcher charges and eats a super kick. Last shot connects. Panama Sunrise. Josh Alexander appears and lays the champion out. Adam Cole wins by disqualification. Post-match, Fletcher and Alexander put boots to Cole. Brody King makes the save. Next is Brody King versus Josh Alexander, AEW International Championship qualifying match. King with hard chops. Alexander comes back with a missile dropkick. King comes back with a slam into the top of the barricade. Alexander with a waist lock. Standing switch. German suplex connects. King goes for a lariat to follow, but his arm gives out, so he hits it with the left. Alexander sidesteps a cannonball and laying King out, blood dripping from his forehead. Josh hits a diving moonsault. The knees are up. Brody hits a lariat. Brody King wins by pinfall with the Ganzo bomb. Kyle Fletcher cuts a promo. He says he doesn't need anybody's help and Adam Cole blindsides him and they brawl until security pulls them apart. Mercedes makes her entrance and gets on the microphone. She compares herself to Owen Hart, her idol, the late great Eddie Guerrero, saying they're not as great as she is, that's why she's the CEO of AEW. Enter Toni Storm. Toni says Mercedes arrived 141 days ago on a show named after herself and she's won titles and made history and remained undefeated, but she has never once spoken to or looked at Storm. Mercedes tells her she's the standard, the blueprint, the revolution. Storm says she's the Toni Storm of pro wrestling. At All in Texas, they'll have the greatest women's match of all time. Toni says they have a lot of similarities, but there's just one glaring difference. While Moan wants all the titles, Storm needs only one. Toni Storm says she sincerely believes that Mercedes is the greatest of all time, but unfortunately for her, she happens to be timeless. Mercedes offers a hand and Toni shakes it and pulls her in close. Mercedes pulls her in for the Moan Maker, reversed, Storm Zero reversed, Mercedes bails to the floor, and they have a stare down. That's the show, folks. Please guys like and share this video, subscribe to my channel and keep watching Elite Wrestling World.